Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with a video from the go-kart race that we had a few weeks ago. Now, go-karts on Gran Turismo are probably one of the worst cars in terms of the way they drive. Now, there is a few things you can do to make them a little bit better. You can see there that my ABS is off, that's why it's yellow. We're running on counter steer weak, I think, because it actually makes them feel a little bit more realistic. And another thing that I always do is drive from the cockpit view in these, because it makes the steering sensitivity feel a little bit more legitimate. So little things you can do to improve your fun in them. But yeah, the physics are pretty terrible when it comes to go-karts on GT7. However, the racing is far from that, as you're going to see in this race. As we're going into turn one in the lead here, we've got Shadow behind us there, and he's going to be putting us under a lot of pressure. But you can see everyone got away pretty cleanly in this daily race A at Tsukuba. Actually one of the best tracks for go-karts, I think, on the game. I think it really does suit these go-karts. A lot of fun. Going into this heavy braking zone, you can see you're going to try and hold it nice and tight. Get on the throttle super early with these go-karts. You got to keep them revving, keep that power going out. But yeah, the general physics on the way they handle are not the greatest you'll ever come across in a video game. In general, go-karts are quite hard to replicate, I think. But yeah, doesn't mean they can't be a lot of fun there. Shadow goes up the inside, but then gets a little snap as he's coming out the exit, and we're going to go back past on the left hand side and then into the braking zone for turn one. Is he going to be able to send it back up the inside? He's not, but there's three other go-karts right behind us there. Three other drivers, all very, very close. Really entertaining, these go-karts. Always very close, because slipstream is normally on the weak setting, which normally drives the go-karts forward quite aggressively. So they normally change. I think this was on weak for this race, which basically means the slipstream's a little bit stronger when you're racing. So real is the weakest slipstream. Weak is stronger than real, and strong is obviously the strongest slipstream that you can run on the game. I know it's confusing, but that's the way it is. So still in the lead, coming to the end of lap 2. We've got a train of cars behind us there, 4 cars in this battle for the lead at the moment, and we've got a bit of a gap there. We've got a 4 tenths gap, but they're going to gain very, very quickly on the straight. You can see getting closer and closer. And then into this final corner, just trying to stop it drifting. You can see it starts to want to slide very easily. Managed to hold that, and then into turn one, you can see, are we going to be able to defend into this corner? Shadow's a little bit too far back to go for a move. He goes for that wider line. He's going to try and get a better exit off this corner. He's now up on the inside, but we get a slightly stronger exit actually, and manage to hold on to that P1. So now going into this sharp left-hand corner, trying to hold that apex, and then just about managing to come out of the corner still in P1. But yeah, really a lot of fun. I genuinely really enjoy go-karts, whether we're on GT Sport or GT7. Like I say, they're not the most enjoyable physics, but the racing tends to be absolutely brilliant in them. As there, Shadow goes for the move, gets himself up the inside. We clip into the back of him there, where he just cuts across us a little bit there, but nothing wrong with that. That's a go-karting move. And now we are down to P3. And we're going to possibly be able to get the slipstream and back past P3 there and round the outside. But he manages to brake quite late. But can we hold it all the way around the outside? Very, very close racing there. Side by side. Going over the line and into turn one. Going to have to try and brake as late as we can to try and hold this outside and keep ourselves in P2 in this race. You can see there just losing out. But now we're still side by side. We're going to get that stronger exit with that wider line. And now we've got the inside into this next left-hand corner. And a little bit of a drift going there and hold on to P2. Now you can see Shadow getting a little bit of a gap there. He's got 6 tenths away from us, and we're coming up to the midway point on lap 4. Only an 8-lap race, bit of a short daily race, but like I say, with daily race A's are always very, very short. They're never particularly long. But yeah, at least it had 8 laps to battle it out. As we have a little look at this camera view, absolutely love these camera views on Gran Turismo 7 when they do the on the floor as they're passing by. Looks amazing, always does. But you can see the gap there, 6 tenths. He is pulling away. We need to get on with this and try and break away from P3 so we don't have to go defensive, and see if we can catch up to Shadow to see if we can battle for the win in this race. You can see in the top right hand corner there as well, pretty much just 3 cars involved with this now. The 4th car starting to drop off a little bit there. P4 starting to lose touch with that slipstream, and then you see Shadow gets a very strong exit there and actually pulls away a bit more from myself, meaning we're going to have to get really on this to try and catch him up. He makes a little bit of a mistake there. We gain a little tenth on him as we take a slightly tighter line, and then into this fast right hand corner, slightly missed the turning in point. Very tricky corner to get right. Got to really skim the curb on the entry so you can carry the speed all the way through the corner. You can see now at this stage of the end of lap 4, you can see we've got a bit of a gap to P3 now, starting to pull away from P3, and a bit of a gap to P1 also. Shadow has managed to get that gap up to nearly 8 tenths there, so we're going to have to really concentrate and hope he makes a few little mistakes here and there and see if we can get back up behind him. You see there, 2 tenths gained in the final corner. He ran a little bit wide. That's going to help us get a bit more slipstream, and now we're going to try and get as close as we can through turn 1. So again, braking around that 50 board on the left hand side, hugging it as close as you can, being very careful on the throttle. Got to get on that throttle early, but not too early because it will understeer. And then into this next left hand corner, you can see still 7 tenths behind, trying to get that line perfect. You want to get a little bit of a slide going into the corner, but then catch it and then stay on that power all the way through, and then into this right hand corner. Again, you've got to get as close to the curb as you can without obviously hitting it. And you can see the gap gained a tenth so far, but then he pulls away a little bit there, and then into the braking zone for this tight right hand corner. Nice little slide there, actually got that spot on, was able to get on the throttle, and you can see that was absolutely perfect. Gained 3 tenths in one corner by getting that throttle down as early as we can, and now we're going to pick up that slipstream a little bit more aggressively because we're within that half-second range, so you're going to start getting a much stronger slip all the way through this corner and then onto the straight. So again, can we get a little bit closer for the final 2 laps? We're into the final 2 now. Need to get within 2-3 tenths and then see if we can have a battle for this lead. So into turn 1, trying to get on that throttle as early as we can, again using all the curb on the left there, and now picking up that slipstream. You can see the gains that we're getting by being in the slip. It's pulling us forward and we're getting closer and closer. Shadow goes a little bit wide there, but he's going to be able to get a good exit speed with that line. And then into this right hand corner, trying to get as close as we can. Very easy to make a mistake on that corner. Both of us run wide, just about managing to hold on to the go-karts. Shadow also just about managing to hold on. And now we're into that final, the final sharp corner before the final corner. And you can see right into that slipstream now. This is a perfect situation. We've got 1 lap to go. Can we go for a move? We're going to go down the right hand side. Shadow's going to opt for the wider line to carry more speed through the final corner. So we're going to try and go down to 5th gear, hold that narrow line, get on the throttle. Shadow's going to try and take that wider line and get better exit speed, which you can see him closing in. We're going to go defensive to the right hand side. Shadow's then going to go to the left, and he's going to try and possibly do the wide line into a cutback. You can see there, he's gone for that cutback line, and he's going to be able to be side by side with us now as we're going into the next braking zone. This is real fun. Brilliant stuff in these go-karts. Great racing. Again, we're going to hold that inside line. A little bit too much slide in there. Shadow again is going to go for that undercut line, taking the slightly narrower line and getting better exit speed. He puts himself back into the lead of the race, and now we've just got a couple of corners to go. Can we manage to get back past him? This is actually brilliant fun. I have to say, this was one of the most fun daily races I've actually had on GT in quite a lot of time. You see getting so close there on the brakes, sliding in and just inches away from that tyre of his. And now we're going to get that slipstream all the way on the straight. Now, can we manage to go round him here? We're going to have a little look to see if the inside move is on, but he's going to cover that. We're going to have to go around the outside. Can we manage to send it all the way around the outside? You can see losing a little bit of grip. He's going to hold that narrow line. We're going to get slightly better exit speed, but as we go over the line, just not enough there. Needed another lap just to try and get that momentum. But a great little race there, within a 10th finishing between P1 and P2. Good fun in these go-karts. I have to say, they might be rubbish in terms of physics, but they are really entertaining in terms of racing, and that is what is important when it comes to daily races. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section what your thoughts on the go-karts are also.